It's a new girl in town and she looking good. Awesome.
The regular council meeting for October 4th, 2022 is called to order.
Okay.
Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Council Stevenson,
Present.
Uncle Blahoviak,
Present.
Council Gowdy,
Present.
Council Smith,
Present.
Uncle Martin,
Present.
all present.
Okay, let's move on. Remarks of the public on the agenda item, on agenda items only, 2 minutes, time limit. Anything on the agenda, at the end of this meeting, you can talk about anything, but this is just the agenda related items. Going once, going twice, 3 times. Let's move on to the next item, reports and announcement of the mayor. No one's here from the mayor's office. Alan, is the mayor coming here tonight?
Somebody should be present.
Officer Allen. See if is he coming? I need to know.
I know Kanetta told me she's going to try.
He's going to try?
Yeah, Kanetta said she is going to try.
Okay, she's gonna represent him?
Yes.
So where is it?
All right, let's just move on. Any receipts of communication, Madam Clerk?
No receipts of communications and petitions at this time.
Thank you. Minutes to be approved September 6, 2022. Minutes to be approved for September 6, if
I'd like
not,
to make a motion to approve the September 6, 2022 regular council meeting minutes.
is there a
Second.
second to the motion?
Second.
It's been seconded. Any questions on the motion? Yes, Ms. Blahoviak.
Contacted the office today with concerns that there were 4 people present and there were 5 votes on the minutes to be approved. I was told they were corrected, but the ones that we have here are not corrected. We need to table these minutes until they're corrected.
No, 4 people wasn't.
If you look at the minutes to be approved
At the
on
first
the
of the
minutes,
council meeting,
and you
she
see
was on Zoom.
Counselor Gordy,
call.
yay. Counselor Smith, yay. Counselor Blahoviak, no, that's,
Was she?
it says 4 yays to 1 nay. 4 yays to 1 nay, 4
That's been
yays to 1 nay, it's still here.
Incorrect.
It's been
If
corrected.
if it's- And it's wrong, then it's not corrected.
It is corrected.
So how did you, what made you
You
think that it's
just don't
correct?
have an updated copy.
What's the update?
You don't
copy
have
at?
what?
You just don't have an updated copy. It is corrected. I made the correction.
So let's do it this way. Let's have a motion to pass the minutes as corrected, okay? Put it,
But
No, we don't have. The correction in front of.
you don't have,
Let's
okay.
do this. I'll rescind my motion for
Okay.
for the interest of, let's all do
move
this.
on.
Yeah, let's all do this part together.
Okay,
Yes.
I make a motion to rescind my motion
okay,
and we pass them on the next time we get the updated information.
right. And matter of fact, we're doing both.
Okay, so I
September 13th too. Well, let's do.
make a
first.
motion to rescind my motion on the September 6, 2022 regular council meeting minutes.
Okay,
And I
Do I have
make a
a second?
motion to rescind my motion on the September the 6th, 26th.
okay, for the
2022.
record, the September 6th minutes will be tabled for the next meeting. Let's go to September 13th.
Let's just wait until they're all corrected.
Boy.
What's wrong with the September 13th?
Yeah,
Tell us what's wrong.
I wrote that
because
down
we got to
today.
vote on that.
Well, I'm listening to Ms. Blahoviak. I want to see what's the issue.
Through them again, because frankly, I didn't bring my notes on these because I was expecting to get an updated.
I'll accept the motion.
You know what, this is the one that we already had agenda review on and, about the property and all that stuff that we supposed to have passed today.
Mhm.
And the second time, she did not, I mean, when we brought it back to vote on it,
Okay,
she said something that she did not vote on it. She abstained.
she abstained. Well, I
Councilman,
think,
This
yes.
is your executive committee meeting. September 13th was your executive committee meeting. Everything was sent out 2 weeks ago, waiting for responses. For any changes, nothing was received into the office.
Okay, I will accept the motion to approve the minutes.
Yeah,
Did you-
I'm
who-
second.
You make
Let's
the motion,
make the motion.
make the motion.
I would like to make a motion to accept the
The September,
executive committee meeting
minutes for
on
September.
September the 13th, 2022.
Is there a second?
I second.
Any questions?
Can somebody tell me where those minutes are in this package? Cause I can't locate them.
Patricia, you have a copy of these minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, you can get them later. Don't get them now. You can get
Oh,
to
I
this.
see. Oh, I see 'em.
Okay,
Yeah.
she see. Okay, call the roll, Madam Clerk.
Council Kubiak,
Nay.
Council Stevenson,
Haven't really looked at these.
We can't hear you, Ms. Stevenson. I can't hear you.
I wasn't there, so man.
So what is you?
She voted nay. Pat, keep going.
Okay,
Stevenson's name.
okay, and
Wait a minute, hold on. I think it's executive committee.
Patricia?
Stevenson,
They both said nay.
I already voted.
I didn't hear you.
We didn't hear you.
I didn't hear you.
Didn't hear me.
Mhm.
I said nay.
All
It
right,
was on,
move on.
Gowdy,
the 13th.
Got it, on these minutes.
These minutes right here, familiar with it, but could you?
It was the executive committee.
Yeah, the executive, could you give me, what we, talked about real quick and I can click like that because I'm looking.
There was
at it.
2 presentations done at that
Point
committee.
of order.
Councilman.
Hold it,
Excuse me.
hold it.
Overvote.
Okay, we know we in the middle of the vote, but, okay, I remember now, just by saying that, I remember now, I'm saying yeah,
Okay,
because it was no
you
presentation.
saying yeah? Okay,
Smith,
Yeah,
Martin,
yeah. September 13th minutes have been approved. Let's move on. Okay. Reports and announcements from council committees. Councilwoman Corinne Stevenson, report from your committee.
No report.
All right, Councilwoman Patricia Bloviak.
General Services and Administration met. We discussed, among other things, the pothole repair, which there was no report on from the administration. Also the bridges. Now, I've been finally making some more progress even since then on the bridges. We have a number of bridges that people complain about on a frequent basis. And so I had contacted Omar, I think it's that Hajjal. I apologize if I'm getting his name wrong. But he had been on vacation. When he came back, he forwarded the information to, I think it was Richard Hendricks, but again, I don't have the name right in front of me, but we did get some progress as to how we were to proceed. And just today, I got finally a total list of the railroad bridges. And apparently only one of them relates to ODOT, and it didn't have the location on it in a form that I could identify. I have to go back to the map and get the latitude and longitude and stuff to confirm which one they said they were inspecting. So, and the rest of them are all the property of and the responsibility of the railroad companies. And there were a couple of different ones. One was CSX, one was Norfolk Southern, I think some of them were actually considered to be property of RTA. But at any rate, I just got that this afternoon and I don't have the details on that. But finally, we are making progress on identifying who owns these different bridges.
All right,
But none of these relate to the resolution that we have, because the resolution only applies to bridges that are that have cars and trucks driving over them, and not ones that relate to railroads. So that is, in my mind, non-controversial, and I am very happy to pass that resolution later today.
all right. Thank you very much. Juanita Gowdy,
Why is this air on like this? It's
will
not
somebody
starting.
turn it on? It's cool in here. It's too cool. You want to
Yeah.
turn it off?
Could you turn it down, please, or turn it
Yeah.
off? It don't make no sense.
Turn it off.
Turn it off, because
Turn
we
it-
got people in here sneezing and coughing. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Contracts and properties, Juanita Gowdy, your report.
Yeah, I'm reporting contracts and property. We had a meeting, agenda review meeting also, as well as council meeting, and we table it because, Patricia abstained,
Mhm.
and she should never abstain. She should have just say yay or nay.
All right,
So we brought it back into our, council meeting today. And we're going to vote on this property that is, that, Kings wants. And I know it's been a battle, it's been a long journey, but it was two different applications was submitted to us.
okay.
So, far as the NAC. So, we're gonna move forward with this today.
Okay. I see the legislations here, so we'll deal with it when we get there. Anything else you need to report? Councilwoman Gowdy, Juanita Gowdy?
Well, we are doing, finally is, doing the, we passed for, is at Lakeview all the way down to Waldina to get remodeled from the land bank. So they actually is working on Lakeview.
So are you saying they started any development in that
the
area now?
develop-
Okay. All right. Anything else?
That's about it for now.
Thank you. Councilman Ernest Smith.
Thank you. I chair the Personnel and Appointments Committee. There hasn't been any legislation directed to the Personnel and Appointments Committee. We were going to schedule a meeting soon, but due to the illness of our great clerk, Ms. Tracy Peters, who I ask you all to hold in prayer, we're going to be forwarding the date to the next Personnel and Appointments meeting to the people as soon as we come up with the date, as soon as she get better. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to ask, the mayor is here now. I'm going to ask him to make his report. Thank you.
Thank you, Council President.
Okay.
I will try and keep this as brief as possible. I'd like to pass out two documents here. One is an event this Friday. I hope that all councilors could
Yeah,
attend.
this is an important event.
It
Right,
will be
yeah.
at the Mickey's building.
Mhm.
We'll have representatives there
It's Saturday.
at the bottom.
It's Saturday.
That's what I'm talking about.
On the land bank and various lending institutions. What we're hoping is to get residents there to learn about opportunities to be in the new neighborhood, to purchase a home. So as you can see, there are a number of banks that are also on this flyer that will be there. We'll talk about loans, possibly giving me grants for local residents here in East Cleveland. It is very important that we invite our friends, family, neighbors out to this. And this is for East Cleveland. Second thing I'd like to invite you all to is a town hall meeting. It will be at the Salvation Army this Monday, October 10th at 6 p.m. It is dubbed Dinner and a Conversation with the Mayor. Again, it is this Monday, October 10th at 6 p.m. I invite you all to come out as we have a very robust topic, something that has been floating around conversation-wise, rumor-wise. We hate to borrow words from the former president, talk about alternative facts, fake news. But if you come out, besides a good meal, we will bring the document. Something I've always stressed as an elected official is that I will give you the document, tell you where I got them, tell you how you can make a public records request to get the very same documents. I'm hoping to see you all there, including council. That is this Monday,
Yeah.
September 10th,
Yes,
6
okay.
p.m.
October.
At the cell.
October.
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 Out time flies, October 10th, 6 p.m. And again, Saturday, please come out. You'll be very impressed to see some of the artwork and the renderings of the new neighborhood, things that we all worked on as a community, as elected officials, to bring this reality to East Cleveland. Council President, unless there are any questions or concerns, try to keep that brief.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, let's go to legislation.
Legislation resolution number 33-22. A resolution authorizing the mayor to sell certain inoperable surplus vehicles through auction, scrap dealers, or to sell the complete lot of salvaged city vehicles through competitive bidding. Requested by Police and Service Department, sponsored by Patricia Cuyahoga, Chair of General Services and Administration.
Thank you. Councilwoman Patricia, Blow, this legislation bears your name. What is your pleasure?
First reading.
Oh, first read, okay. Yeah, it's a first read. You're right. Let's go to the next. I'm sorry. Let's go to the next one.
Resolution 57-22. A resolution authorizing the mayor.
Hold on 1 second. On this legislation, okay, hold on 1 second. I just want to say that I'm asking everybody here to be civil. The bottom line is we're going to vote whichever way people vote. They have that prerogative. So let's act like we have some intellect here. The bottom line is we're going to vote on it. I'm asking the clerk to pass out documents to substantiate, give them both documents that I've had put together. Okay. And then you can read it, Patricia. Okay, all right. Give another, you want to give another part too? Or you want to wait till we got them both? Okay, all right, thank you. All right, all right.
This is to be read into the record.
Thank you.
For counselors and law director Hammond. There are several misnomers stated regarding the process and voting.
Wait a minute. First, Patricia, it's my fault. Read the legislation, then you can go into that.
Okay.
Read the legislation. And all this in here, because it's a second read. Okay.
Resolution 57-22. A resolution authorizing the mayor to transfer to Andre and Linda King and an appraisal cost of $1,300 upon the recommendation of the Neighborhood Advisory Committee, a parcel of land held by the city as part of its land reutilization program and located at 16312 Neela View, parcel number 673-17-041. Requested by Community Development Department and sponsored by Juanita Gowdy, Chair, Contracts and Properties.
Juanita Gotti, Resolution 5722 bears your name. What is your pleasure?
My pleasure is to go forth in resolution 57-22 to move it forward.
Okay. Is there a second to the motion?
A second.
The second. We're going to open up for discussion. Okay, Patricia Blahoviak.
Then you gonna have a-
I after receiving complaints from citizens, I reviewed the entire recording. And the recording was most unusual. For one thing, it was about an hour into it before there was anyone saying anything. And during that, most of that time, it said Corinne Stevenson on the recording. Then it started saying MMM. And then there started to be people talking. But at approximately 2 hours and 25 minutes, the recording showed the motion being made. It showed some discussion, and there was a call for a vote. The call for a vote only included my statement that I was abstaining. And it did not show the other two people who were voting. So there's a problem there. There were two people who were voting, and the recording did not show them voting. Therefore, today I reached out to both the Ohio Ethics Commission and the FBI about tampering with the recording.
We have a second,
The
this cool air is blowing, I'm trying to get it turned off. Thank you.
I was just waiting till the people who were here or decided to be quiet. At any rate, assuming that two people did vote in addition to me,
Mm-hmm.
You didn't vote.
Come on, Gotti, you out of order. Go ahead, Ms. Glover.
then the resolution was defeated. Now, if you want to take the recording as valid, then it's still not appropriate because there was a call for a vote. There was one vote and it ended. So either way, the vote was not appropriate, was not done correctly. Because it was not done correctly, as I said, I did reach out to both the Ohio Ethics Commission and the FBI. And in my mind, the resolution failed. And it should, if it's going to happen, it should go back to committee and start over again.
Thank you, Ms. Glover. Any other discussion on 5722? Okay, I want you, Ms. Okay, Ms. Gotti, you have anything you want to say on 5722?
Yes. Just found out that we didn't have the 3 votes. She is right in the area, so we had to table it to bring it back into committee. Bring it back. And when we brought it back, so we can have the 3 votes so we can vote properly. So she is right about that. So with the FBI and all that stuff got to do with it, I don't know. But that's how it was taken, because she abstained it, so we couldn't go for it.
All right,
Because it was only just me and you.
okay.
And Councilwoman Kareem was on Zoom. Only that's where the other vote didn't come in at.
Okay,
So,
you
so
can't
I-
vote on Zoom.
right,
Yeah.
so you know that.
Ernest Smith, anything you want to say about 5722?
No, I'm still listening.
Okay, go ahead, Ms. Gotti.
So in order for us to bring it back, we did it the correct way. We brought it back to council so we can vote on it the proper way, so we can move forward. Okay. All right.
Okay, I passed out 2 documents since we've been thorough with this, because this has been kind of contentious. And I'm gonna ask Bear to give me 3 or 4 minutes to read this for the record. Okay, number 1, information was gathered concerning
explain who wrote this?
I did.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Information was gathered concerning the timelines of events. The dates application was submitted, that both applications were under two different programs. One was a land bank, and the other was a neighbor next door. They get that confused. 16312 Needleview, part of County Land Bank since May 5th, 2014, transferred to East Cleveland Land Bank August 2nd, 2018. Listen to these dates, because this is important. March 14th, 2022, Linda King applied to purchase property under the land utilization ordinance, obtaining appraisal, paid $300, and it was appraised value was $1,300. April 13th, the Neighborhood Advisory Committee meeting agenda. Minutes reflect the table. The minutes reflect tabled until letters are sent to adjacent properties to receive their support and to inform them of the neighbor next door property. May 5th, 2022, Neighborhood Advisory Committee, Alonzo Gist, I hope I pronounced your name right, Brother Gist, grandson of the property owner, presented his rebuttal, table to obtain more information such as actual guardianship papers of grandmother that is in a nursing home. June 2022, Marie Chambers, Alonzo Gist applied for a property under the neighbor next door homeowner in a nursing home and does not live at the address. June 8th, 2022, Neighbor Advisory Committee meeting canceled due to a lack of quorum. July the 13th, 2022, Neighborhood Advisory Committee recommendation to sell 16312 Needleview under the land reutilization program to King with the stipulation that no garage can be built.
Right.
September 6th, 2022, 16312 Needleview on the regular council agenda as a first read. Alonzo Gist was at the meeting to rebut the sale to the Kings and stated that he feels that they should have their first choice over the Kings. Was asked why his grandmother did not apply before over the course of the past 5 years, and he stated he wanted it once they received it. The letters that the Kings had applied to purchase. Disposition of policy of the East Cleveland Land Reutilization Program. The city is not compelled, and hear this closely, the city is not compelled to sell land bank parcel to the highest bidder.
Right.
The only financial restriction is specified in Ohio Revised Code, Chapter 5722, is that a property be sold with fair market value, which shall be interpreted as the market value of a property conditioned by restrictions placed on the sale. It's a matter of policy to notify adjacent owners of any property sale of land bank lot. For the purpose of this policy, adjacency is defined as sharing a common boundary and fronting the same street. The notice is not an offer to sell the parcel to the adjacent owner. The adjacent owner has the right to submit a proposal or comments in response to public notice. And one last thing I'd like to read, this is not that long. This is my notes, because I worked on this very thoroughly so we can deal with this with some intellect. This is from, it said, there are several misnomers stated regarding the process on voting on resolution 5722. Upon review of the Zoom video taken 9/2022 regular council meeting, if you go to the exact point, time 225.45 of the video on 9/2022 regular council meeting, YouTube, Councilor Gowdy made a motion to sponsor and adopt, and it's seconded by Martin, me.
Right.
At that point, Council Clerk Peters called the roll, starting with Councilor Blahoviak. Councilor Blahoviak abstained from citing. She did not have enough information to vote on either way. The council clerk asked the law director at that point that the correct way to abstain from a vote is only if you have a vested interest in the legislation to which the law director agreed. At this point, was determined to table the legislation until the next meeting when more councils were present. Councilor Martin and Gotti did not vote on this legislation. I repeat, Councilor Martin and Gotti did not vote on this legislation. They had stated that during the discussion portion that they were for the legislation, but did not formally vote. And I want that for the record, okay? Now, if there's not any other discussion, Madam Clerk, we can call the roll on this vote. I'm gonna say this too.
Oh, Counselor Martin?
Yes, go ahead.
I would like to interject on this with
Go ahead.
Counselor Bahoviak stating that the video was altered. She contacted the FBI. The video was not altered. It is up
Okay.
in the cloud. on the Zoom platform. I recommend that it goes to a third-party court recorder to type it out verbatim from the point of that 1 hour, point 26 in forward for 10 minutes. You will see exactly what is stated that Miss Bahoviak is missing.
Okay,
And
and I
she
want
is
to,
stating that we somehow finagled or somehow skewed the video recording. And I would also suggest, she said that there are a lot of residents that are complaining. Well, maybe we need to get the names and addresses of these residents.
Yeah.
okay, I have.
That's all I have to say on that, because now this is, again, we are being accused in the office. We are already accused by another counselor before of fudging, or that we have access, that we can do this to recordings. This is now getting totally ridiculous and out of hand. Everybody's out to get them.
Being paranoid.
Ms. Bloviak, you got, go ahead.
If you listen to the recording and watch the recording, at no time is there a motion to table on the recording.
Well, we really didn't have the votes to even do anything anyway, so I don't even see why we having this discussion. Let's move
Right, well,
on.
I want to say this. We have been fair in this process. We've had a meeting, what, a week, was it a week ago?
Yes.
We spent an hour there. Okay, we have put, for this, we've never done this before. I mean, all the time we put in this, and we've thoroughly looked at the situation. So we're ready to act on this. Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Council Barbara,
Nay.
Council Stevenson,
Abstain.
Council Gowdy,
Yay.
Council Smith,
Yay.
Council Martin.
Yay. Because this is a second read, it only needs 3 votes, it's passed. Thank you. Let's move on. Thank you.
Let's move on.
Let's move on.
Resolution number 61-22. A resolution approving the adoption of the county-wide all natural hazards mitigation plan for Cuyahoga County 2022 through 2027 update requested by Fire Department and by Council President.
Thank you. Move on to the next legislation. It's a first read. Move to the next one.
Resolution 62-22. A resolution consenting to an MOU with the Ohio Department of Transportation in order to have its director authorize the city's participation in the municipal grid inspection program requested by Mayor Brandon King, sponsored by Patricia Bahoviak, Chair, General Services and Administration.
Thank you. It's a first read. Let's move to the next legislation.
Resolution 63-22, a resolution authorizing the mayor to accept a $50,600 renovation of a basketball court at Superior, donated by the Sparkling Ices Cheers to You Beautification Program, submitted by Mayor Brandon King, sponsored by Nathaniel Martin, Executive Committee Chair.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes, Mr. Smith. Go ahead, Councilman Smith.
It's for the mayor.
All right.
Mayor, would this have any impact on the upcoming beautification that the who, what's the name of it? The other people? The other people that was coming to fix the park?
Metro Park.
Yeah. No, not Metro Park. The second, this the nice young people that came and did a presentation with us. Green space.
Green.
County.
The county
County.
ones.
Yes, so yes and yes, the part of the park that we're talking about is part of Forest Hill Park.
Mm.
So when I talk to the Metro Parks, they're in favor of us doing it and they would maintain it if we settle that. As part of the park's rehabilitation from the county, they didn't really look at Forest Hill Park because we were looking at it. They're looking at Man,
Right.
Hastings, some of the other pocket parks that we had around the city. This fits into an overall park space
Right.
so that every resident will have walking distance to a park. And it's in
Right, this is your
Thank
superior, is that correct?
Period,
Yes,
yeah.
this is
Right.
only a
Period.
part of.
Right,
So the renderings and pictures that we saw that they were moving the park up and
Oh, yeah.
they gonna still be doing that.
Bigger basketball
Okay.
court, 2 tennis courts and a pickleball. This
All right.
just represents sparkling ice donation to that.
Ooh,
right.
thank God for
And
that.
I would like to add, this 50,000,
Ooh,
it's a donation. I'll recognize you in a minute, Ms. Brover. 50,000, they're gonna fix it up. And I was on Superior the other day. It's being paid. Way overdue. Come on, you can clap on that. All right. Ms. Brover.
Yeah, since we had, I think, authorized or received funding for the basketball court at Superior already, is there funding for a basketball court that we could use for the basketball court just off Hastings that needs attention? That one is also in need of resurfacing. And I had a bunch of other questions regarding the park over by Hastings and whether we might have some of the vacant properties that front on Hastings so that the park there could have an opening and on Hastings rather than simply the kind of difficult to assess one on Euclid that people tend to not even see it's there.
You want to say anything about that, Mayor? Her comments? Anything you want to respond to this?
No, I'm not sure.
Well,
Something
well,
about Hastings.
Hastings.
Yes, we are looking at other parks, as was in the county's park plan to
Mhm.
fix those parks.
But my question was, since we've got money now to resurface the basketball court on Superior, and we had money to fix the basketball court already, could we take that money and use it over at Hastings?
So,
No.
no, so the legislation is clear, when you accept money, it tells you where it's going. This money's going on.
already got the FBI on us.
If you receive money from a
Over her.
grant, you can always ask them whether they'll allow things to be changed or not.
Girl, bye.
All right, let's move on. Response of Council Mayor. Mayor, your remarks. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Remarks and requests of the public. Okay, everybody in the public, you got 3 minutes. 3 minutes. We're gonna hold you to the 3 minutes. And everybody be respectful, please. Okay, all right. Terry Toll-Free.
Terry Topey, 14511 Terrace Road. I was listening to the mayor talk about that 13-story building that's still on Terrace Road. And it's empty, and that's too bad because a lot of people need a place to live. But I wanted to caution, if you do want to take down that building, do not implode it. Because the implosion that took place in downtown Cleveland about 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, my doors are courtesy of the insurance, are made out of steel. And for about 2 or 3 days, I couldn't get my door closed. And if a building that big is imploded, I do not want my 100-year-old house to have a crack. Thank you.
Thank you. Come on, lady, introduce yourself and
My
your
name
name.
is Linda King. I had something to say about the newsletter that Council
You
Patricia
can say whatever you want.
had sent out. I took it kind of offensive. Yes, it was email that she had
It was a
sent.
newsletter you're talking about?
The newsletter.
Okay, tell us about it.
When she was saying about the corruption and about the chief, and then she was saying that the residents didn't say nothing about it because they got the $3,000 like it was hush money or something. I just wanted to state that, first of all, I took that very offensive. Second of all, we didn't take the $3,000. I've been in East Cleveland since October of 1998.
Wow.
I've been through Mayor Anwar, which was a good guy. He got caught up in some stuff. Eric, who did the cross, and the ghost mayor, Gary Norton.
Gary Norton, right.
And I just want to say that I just really get tired of hearing it, and you try to get people to co-sign with that. This man, to me, I can only speak for me as a citizen. I'm gonna say what I gotta say as a citizen. This man for me has done nothing but try to do the best. And just going back from the 20+ years, Gary, me as a business owner, me and other female business owners, Gary used to set up meetings with us, trying to get us to do a grocery store and invest in the city. We come up here and sit. Gary was never there. We can never find Gary. Every time this man has been here, every event I went to, this man has been here. I haven't seen you and I haven't seen you. I've seen him. The only event I seen Patricia at is when she was causing crazy chaos. When the lady, the pastor from the church on Hayden was there. So I've been around.
Pastor Finney?
Yes,
Yeah.
I've been around. I just haven't been in the court up in here that much, but I've been around in the city and I've been involved. And I've tried to always connect with the mayors and to see what was going on with the city. So Gary has not been there. Anwar robbed the city. And Eric didn't do too much either. This man has been here. This man came to our house. This man took time to listen. This man is doing something positive. We see stuff happening. He's not perfect. No mayor has been perfect, but he's doing the most that I've seen done in 20-something years.
All right,
And please
all
don't
right.
quit sending me that mess, talking about him and giving me that eye. I'm not co-signing with you to talk about this man. I'm saying in front of everybody. I don't care because you didn't vote, because that didn't have nothing to do with it. But I'm telling you, and it's been bothering me when I read that letter, because because we're Black, we cannot be bought. Everybody can't be bought, and we're not here
right.
because he gave us a couple of dollars, because we didn't get nothing. I'm here and I support him because I believe in him. I'm here and we've been here at the meeting before this property, and you all you know that. We've been at events. I've seen him. If it's 2 people, he one of them. When they had the program for the babies, to get the babies' IDs, it was some cops, it was him, and it was him. So when we went to an event at the other place, it was him. I've been to events, I've seen her. I haven't seen you at I've seen you at one event, and I haven't seen you, Constable Stevenson. So let's work together.
Thank you.
Quit trying to bring each other down. Divided, we can't do nothing.
Right.
I'm sick of it. I'm sick of all that chaos and division and negativity. If you have a problem, let's deal with it.
Wrap it up, sweetheart.
Let's deal
I'll
with it.
handle this. Wrap it up. Okay.
Let's deal with it behind closed doors. Quit pushing it on us. We shouldn't know nothing about that mess.
Appreciate your comment. Thank you.
Sorry.
Okay, thank you. Come on, sir. State your name.
Hey, hello, how everybody doing? My name is Andre King.
Andre King. Okay.
And I would just like to say, I hope it ain't gonna be no hard feelings or nothing with the people. They are neighbors. We gotta get along.
Right,
We're
right.
not looking for no drag.
And Mr. King, that's why we had this special meeting a week ago to try to see if we can, we've got to stop beating up on each other. We got to stop that.
Yeah, because I've been through here. And just like my wife said, we've been through here. And everybody that's been here, oh, that's why they know. And everybody was like, okay, because we've been here. Before any paperwork was signed or put out or anything, I want to make that plain. When we put that paperwork in, there had been nothing.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Don Jones. Oh no, you go ahead, baby. You come on. What's your name?
My name is Marie Chambers Gifts.
Maria Chambers, whom?
Gifts.
Yes. Oh, okay. Is that your son?
That's my son.
Okay, go ahead, Ms. Gifts.
I've been a resident. I've born in East Cleveland, pretty much, when Shaw, Kirk, all those. It has changed, and it's about beautifying the city.
Mhm.
I like to see it come up. I've been here the last 4 years, taking care of my mom, and she owns the house, and we've been in it for, all our family members have been in it from time to time. They allow her to have a house, even in a nursing home, because she can come home at any time. Matter of fact, I brought her home 2 times last week,
All right.
2 weeks. But anyway, the thing is, that's her home. And y'all voted and it's good, but I have never seen so much disorganization, because this shouldn't even been an issue if it had been done correctly, because the land neighbor next door and the land it shouldn't have been an issue. It should be right You have a form that this goes here, 1, 2, 3, and it should be, if we were, the neighbor next door didn't have any bearings to it, you should have never even contacted us. You're not gonna listen to what we say. And I know I checked with the Cleveland and a couple others, suburbs, and the neighbor next door gets priority. I know East Cleveland different, and it's been different for a long time, because I've been around. So that's on y'all, and I hope your neighborhood gets beautified.
Thank you, Ms. Chambers. Mr. Guest, go ahead, you next. All right.
Yeah, I just want to say
Give
it's
you your name. Okay.
Alonzo.
For the
Gist.
record, Alonzo Gist, right?
Alonzo Gist, yeah. I'm real disgruntled about this, man. I've learned a lot. This has been a very good learning process, but to know that people will, switch it up on you at the last minute. I've been reaching out to all the council members to voice my opinions. I'm a honest young man. I'm not on the streets. I don't do nothing haywire. And for this to just kind of get swept under the rug, my whole gripe with this whole situation was in the NAC meetings, they literally canceled us out. They literally did not notify us, and we did not make the last meeting. So for it to even go this far is very disgruntling, because we did, just like you always say, well, they did the due diligence, they did the due process, so did we. And your other point was that it's been there for 20 years. Well, everybody gets a first time. So just because it's been there, and then we want a first time, or somebody else wants a first time, what holds weight to you guys? What really holds weight? And the fact of the matter is, you're letting somebody that's got at least 3 other properties in East Cleveland with parcels next to them buy a property that's not even next to the house, when the neighbor next door is literally trying to buy it. And it's obvious that it's about money, because versus $1,300 versus $100, Ms. Gowdy, you guys obviously have been talking about it for I don't know how long. And I honestly feel like my strings are being pulled, because I don't even see how we didn't have a fight in this race at all. So, I mean, this is your guys' city. You guys have a big stake on what happens in people's lives. I have 2 daughters I'm raising on this property. And, I hope it's not a back and forth, but you're bringing people in, you're mixing too much. They live across the street, down 3 houses. We live right next door to it. Now we have to intermingle already. Already it's too much going on across the street. So now you're letting that come on our side of the street. I would want to fight for an injunction for this. I guess I just have to figure out the right ways about going with it. Rather I have to get a lawyer or whatever I got to do. But you guys really fumbled the ball on this one. Yeah, you can, and Ms. Gowdy, I'm sorry to say this, but you are the city council member. You talking about girl bye? Or is this social media, or is this high school? That's all I wanted to say. I mean, come on now, act like you're a city council member. I mean, I could do better than that, honestly. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Guest. Don Jones, coming up.
Hello, council. Hello, mayor.
All right.
2 things. I went down to the police station yesterday to get a copy of a police report, and I was told that there is no police report. There was a police report last year after I called about this incident. My friend's warehouse was broken into, called the police, and they went in, 2 Caucasian police officers. They went in, checked the warehouse. They said they only found 1 person in there, but there were 2 guys in there, because I saw them go in the building. They didn't arrest them, didn't get the name information, nothing. And what he told me was that it was authorized by the city for them to go in and take pictures. And I know it was arranged because the man was there with his tripod and his camera. And when the policeman came out, he said, oh, he'll be done in 5 minutes. I said, why are you letting him go in there and take pictures? They broke in and he should be arrested. And he said, don't worry about it. They were authorized by the city. I called the police station, and the dispatcher, his name was Dispatcher King. He said, well, we can't give you any information because you're not the owner. Have the owner call and he can speak with my supervisor, Miss Pearl. And she never got back to him, waited 2 weeks. and nobody has any information. I got a copy of the police report. I spoke to the police officer who was on the scene. And now, when I went there yesterday, there's no police report. The officers no longer work for the East Cleveland Police Department. This sounds like a cover-up because when I got the call report, it says that it checks out okay, like nothing happened. These two guys should have been arrested. The younger guy who came in 10 minutes after, who came out of the building 10 minutes after the police left, I've seen him at Norm King's house. Yeah. And why are we protecting these people? When someone calls for a burglary, they should be arrested. So now they're saying that nothing happened on this call report and the original report is not in the system. I spoke to Commander McDonald yesterday and he's still looking into it today. So I spoke to him this evening also. What are we doing here? My second
2
issue,
minutes, Don.
I have to explain the full situation so you can get the gravity of the
You got 2
situation.
minutes and get it all in. Go ahead. I'm giving you 2 extra minutes. Go ahead.
Thank you, Council
All right.
President. My second plight is, I want to know why Mike Smedley is lying to people about wanting to purchase property from the land bank when it's available and he's not selling the property to people. That I'm talking about the 2 houses on Fernwood that have been vacant since 2018, since it was on auction. There were actually 4 properties that were on auction. And one of the properties he gave to, I guess, his friend. If you're friends of the administration, you can get property there.
Are you sure about that?
Am I sure about that?
He gave it to his friend. How do you know that?
Council, I
Okay, go ahead.
asked to purchase that property,
Uh-huh.
okay? And Mike Smedley sent me an email through Solandra Wallace saying that the property is not available for sale. A few months later, he gave that property to the very person that the city foreclosed on, the state foreclosed on for non-payment of property taxes. And a few houses down, they gave another property to another individual that was foreclosed on for non-payment of their property taxes.
Okay.
And they just so happen to be an established business in East Cleveland. So yes, I think that they're friends of the administration.
All right.
Why are we doing this? Why are we giving properties away to people that don't deserve it? Because it's dirty. Let's be honest. Let's be honest, Council President.
All right. Well,
Okay.
we heard you. Okay, and I'm gonna see.
The mayor
I got
needs to
something I need
hear.
to share with you, something you requested me to do a couple of months ago that I did.
Is that the
with-
safety
with
report?
with the Dollar General.
Oh, Dollar
Okay,
General.
when I make my remarks, I share them with you, okay?
Thank you, Council.
Thank you, all right. Omaze,
Thank you.
okay.
First of all, and I'm gonna start here. The council must sit attentively and listen to the public, whatever they have to say, not interrupting them. Secondly, same go with the audience, interrupting the people who need up speaking. We have 3 minutes, you have 5 minutes to speak. So let me take my 3 minutes. Number one, the cars that you have on an auction off, there should be a list of all of those cars and the make or model or whatever they are. That should be before this council, what you are going to auction off,
Okay,
number one. Number two, you do not question another council's how they voted or castigate them how they voted. Every council has one vote and they can vote yay or nay on anything and without being questioned how they voted. And I hope everybody is voting in the interest of the people. And secondly, secondly,
Go ahead.
I was just waiting until you get finished.
All right, go ahead.
The administration nor the council bother with property that comes through the land bank, come to the city. They are not, and I'll say again, they are not you must put it out before the public. And if the public doesn't vote on it, I mean, not vote, require it or ask about it or want it, then it goes to the administration or the council can take it. But you cannot take property until you have announced this property is in the land bank or what have you. That is the law. And if other than that, and what I heard someone say, you better be careful. You better be careful. Because the FBI's are in here, and that's what I heard over the news tonight. They're in here. And they checking everything. And so I'm just telling you, be careful. And I want to see the list of the cars and the make of the cars. That's what you're supposed to have on here that you auction off. You're just saying, we got a lot full of cars, but you have to tell what cars you have, where the people can come and look for those particular cars. And so I hope you heard me, and I hope that you will give respect to your colleagues. Everyone deserves respect. They have opinions, you have an opinion. And it's what you know what they say about opinion. Some have facts, some have opinion.
Right.
And so I hope that you will work together and respect each other, because no one sitting here have any more authority and power than everyone else. So you all have the same power. And we, as I said before, we are your boss. We put you here, we take you out.
Thank you, Ms. Owens. Sir, what's your name?
Henderson,
What's your full name, sir?
Lloyd Henderson, 14435 Terrace.
All right, go ahead,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Henderson.
Amaze. I just wanted to say we all in the city have our ups and downs. Like he said, we the one voted y'all in. And I
Okay.
just wanted to say, I've been a resident all my life. It's a lot of familiar faces, and I wanted to say I appreciate all of y'all
Thank you.
for doing
Thank
a good job at what y'all was elected to do.
Thank you.
That's all.
Thank you. Okay. Walter Milton, how are you, sir?
All right, my
Go
name's
ahead.
Walter Milton. Hey, listen, y'all. I'm sitting over here, man, and I'm watching everybody, how they react, man. Y'all supposed to be like a team. Y'all supposed to be working for us, man. Some of y'all make us want to recall y'all, man, and get y'all out the way because y'all want to be nasty towards each other, man. No respect for each other, man. Y'all got to start respecting each other. It's like it's so much hatred in here, man, when y'all come in this room together, man. Why y'all just can't get along with each other? Why? That's why I don't understand. We got people watching on TV. We got the kids, man, laughing at y'all. The kids actually laughing, man. Then when you go in Ward 4, more of the people in Ward 4 be calling my phone. They needed a house knocked down. They called their councilwoman. She didn't even return the phone call. I got the house knocked down for them.
All right.
I got the lot cleaned up for them. I should be a council person in Ward 4. So I just don't understand what's going on. But y'all need to start working together, though. If y'all can't work together, y'all ain't happy working together, why don't y'all just get up and quit? Instead of being so negative towards each other. Hope you quit sending me that email, man, with things you said about Brandon. Quit sending that email out to people, man. Because what you say about that man ain't true. I grew up with his whole family. I watched that man. That man got his own money. He ain't got to steal nothing from the city of East Cleveland. That man family got their own money. He ain't got to steal nothing. And then y'all put out there, when I was out there walking around and took food up there.
You say y'all, what do you mean by y'all? Who
But
you-
I ain't saying y'all, I'm
Okay.
talking about how they get out there
All right.
and they put the word about, well, the mayor is trying to put a hold on your property if he give you the $3,000. Y'all went out there and told them kind of lies, man.
Wow.
Y'all went out there and told them lies. Young people them, man, older people them told me, man. Y'all ought to be shaming yourselves, man. Last thing I do though, y'all both gonna be gone. Peace.
Thank you. Mayor Brandon King.
Thank you, Council
Right.
President.
All right.
I'd like to thank everyone for coming out. Thank everyone on Zoom. I'd like to thank Mr. Walter Melton, Mr. Lloyd, Mr. and Mrs. King.
Mayor, please speak up a little bit. We can't hear you on Zoom.
Okay.
Oh, this is Tracy. I'm sorry, sir.
I'd like to thank everyone for coming out tonight. Thank everyone that is on Zoom. I'd especially like to thank Mr. Walter Melton, Mr. Lloyd, and Mr. and Mrs. King for their kind words and words of encouragement as we continue rebuilding East Cleveland together and working together.
Right.
The election is over. We should seek to do our jobs as elected officials, not tear one another down, spread fake news, falsehoods, and all the other bad things just to destroy someone's reputation and credibility. We should work together to move this city forward, and I, for one, am committed to doing just that. I'd like to remind you, in closing, Monday, dinner with the mayor over at the Salvation Army at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Salvation Army this Monday, dinner with the mayor. We have an agenda. We're asking people to RSVP. Also, I'm encouraging everyone to come to the Mickey's building this Saturday, 2 to 5, the Mickey's building. As you see on this flyer, there are a number of financial institutions, the land bank, the library, educate people. We'll be talking about the new neighborhood and possibly, hopefully getting more East Cleveland residents in that new neighborhood. Council President, that concludes my closing remarks. Thank you all again for coming out. I appreciate it. Unless there's any questions or concerns, that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Council
Co-
President,
Yes.
we didn't check to see if there was anyone on Zoom who had comments.
Oh, yeah.
That's correct.
Anyone from Zoom? Anyone from Zoom going once, going twice? Councilwoman Kareem.
Yes.
Stevens. Okay, go ahead, sir. Your
I'm sorry,
remarks. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I just wanted to, this
Who
is
are
Zaki
you?
Rashid from the
Okay,
East,
go ahead, Zaki.
from the East Cleveland Public Library.
All
I just
right.
want to make a special thanks and most appreciation to all of the sitting council members who worked so hard to make the land transfer possible. You can now check on the Cuyahoga County's My Place site, and each of the 5 parcels are now in the name of the East Cleveland Public Library. And I also want to give a special thanks to the law director, Willa Hemmings, who took it upon herself to go down and to make sure that those properties were filed properly. Thank you so much for your support. We are now entering the phase of our initial designs, and we hope to come back to see you within a few months to show you our progress. But once I just want to say from the bottom of my heart and from all of the trustees and the people and employees of the East Cleveland Public Library, thank you very much. You won't be disappointed at what we do.
Councilwoman Kareem Stevenson.
No comment.
Okay, Councilwoman Patricia Bohoviac.
A couple things. One is I was always under the impression that people were told not to refer to specific council members. However, since my newsletter was mentioned by several people, I would like to state that the statement about how people felt about the $3,000 was a direct quote from numerous people. That they said that they would not sign the petition for the recall of the mayor because they were concerned that it would harm their possibility of getting the $3,000. However, they planned to vote for the recall of the mayor. So that was a direct quote. Excuse me, sir?
Go ahead. We interrupt you. Go ahead, Ms. Bohoviac. Sorry about
The
that.
other thing is, we spent considerable time, several people and I, discussing the park over by Hastings that I've heard called several different things. But we picked up over excuse me,
Sorry about that. Something was delivered. Go ahead. Go ahead.
that we picked up over 100 cans that were taken to the fire station for the benefit of the children's burn unit. And anyone who wants to, please take your cans to either of the fire stations. There's a bin outside. And if you've ever seen a burnt child, it's so sad. At any rate, we were discussing what could be done with that, that park. And someone else came in, and I'm not sure who it was, but I know the Empowerment Church people have been expressing an interest in possibly adopting that, that park. And someone came in after I came and got the cans to take to the fire station. Someone came and did a lot of work on picking up trash, and that was really wonderful. Anyway, it's a nice little space. I've seen kids there. And we continue to do the crocheting at the farmer's market. And I continue to do the violin lessons at an after-school care location. We delivered a check for $150 for to improve the health of the food that is served by NOAA. And there's a discussion in doing the same thing for the food that's served by the Empowerment Church. There's, you know, there's funds from the city that various of us use in different ways. And those are some of the things that I do. There's a lot more that could be discussed, but I think that's where I'm going to leave it today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Bloviak. Councilwoman Juanita Gowdy.
Yes, I would like to thank everybody for coming out tonight and hearing everybody opinion on what's going on in our city and what we should be doing. And I think if we all work together, we will have a better city. And I feel like even with the comments, you know, if you put an FBI, you know, and you calling all these people in to investigate on us, and you already know that when you already knew that the votes wasn't here, why would you call the FBI, you know? So we had the table. I thank God for Mrs. King and Mr. King I thank God for them because they came faithfully. They went to all the meetings and they did all what they supposed to have did to get the property. I can't help it if the neighbor next door applied late. So I made a decision on the person that came first and did the work. And they came first, Mr. and Mrs. King came first and they did the work and now they get the property. And I am so glad that they got the property that they want. Other property is out here. I am on contracts and property and the decision is the chair that I made. So if somebody else needs something out here, you do the work and it works in your favor. A lot of people actually had came through the same way, you know, 2 different applications. It wasn't the same application, it was 2 different applications. And if a person wants something, don't wait until somebody else try to get it and then you run behind them and say, I can get it. No, it don't work that way. We go by first come, first serve. And also, and if you qualify to get it, you got to be in the city of East Cleveland, a resident. In some cases of property. And the next thing, my colleagues, you know, I don't mind getting along with them, but they have bad issues. Patricia, she's my editor, was my editor for my plays, and I could talk about anything. She was one of my editors for my plays.
For your plays,
Yeah, the plays, and I got a production company, and she don't want nobody to know this. The second time when she tried to edit my plays, She took my plays and won't give them back to me. Yes, no, the second one, I got 27 plays. I'm a playwright. And she got it, she took my play. Oh, I'm too close to the speaker. And I really want everybody to know because she terrorized the school board the same way. And I hated that I helped get her in office. I really do. And I hate that I helped get her in office too. You know, both of them, you know, because they come to tear up the city. They just not giving the city no break or not so ever of no compliment. They terrorize the clerks. Our clerk, one of them, Tracy, just came out.
No.
One of the clerks,
I'm gonna help you put out. Go
one
ahead.
of the clerks actually got.
You interrupt her, she didn't interrupt you. She has the floor.
One of the clerks actually, and this is why we can't get along, because we got a division with this power structure that shouldn't even ever be in our midst. We trying to handle business. Council, we have to pass legislation.
Right.
We have to move the city forward. And they act like it's a war over here, you know, a war zone. And it should never be. And then they wonder why can't nobody get along with them, because they troublemakers, big troublemakers. And yes, I had my share of causing trouble too, but I realized that that's not moving the city forward.
Thank you.
And I had my share of talking down to a lot of people, and I'm like, this is not moving the city forward. But at the end of the day, if you want to move the city forward, you have to have the right attitude and gratitude. In Omaze, you get mad
You
because
always,
you can tell me, and if the FBI do come in here, I am clean because I'm not sold out to nobody. Nobody. I make my own money, and I know how to make more money. I'm a playwright. And for her to take my plays and keep them and not edit it, and then gonna have me to beg for my stuff, she dead wrong.
Okay.
I'm glad I got copies.
Thank you. Ernest Smith, we're gonna wrap it up and I'm gonna have a last thing from the mayor. Ernest Smith, your remarks.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Yeah.
My colleagues, members of council, our great clerks, Mr. Mayor, members of the administration. Most importantly, thank you all, my neighbors, our neighbors, the great residents of East Cleveland, in person and online. Thank you for coming to check on your health, interests, rights, and needs. First of all, I want to reiterate, please send out prayers for our great clerk, Ms. Tracy Peters, who's been going on 2 weeks, that's been out of work because of health reasons. And I would just ask, humbly, respectfully ask my colleagues to please let her get some rest, please.
Yes.
I want to congratulate Councilman Martin on a great event the other day. I can't think of the exact date right now. It's too many things in my mind. But it was Wednesday. Secretary Topper was there. It was real nice.
Thank you.
Want to thank you for that. Want to thank Mr. Sadiq, the owner of the establishment down there at the Browns building. The official name gets away from me right now, but everyone knows the Cleveland Browns building down there across the street from McDonald's. It was a nice, great event, great kickoff event. I'm glad you kept it positive.
Thank you.
Because you could have filled in the people on why you had to make another group, because they put this alleged woman beater in your place at the Democratic Club, but you kept it real positive, and I appreciate that.
Thank you.
To Mr. Otis Mays, I will give Dr. Pat Lahoviak credit. She would not, even though two people can outvote her, the chair of a committee, Dr. Pat would not have let that piece of legislation come out of committee without the administration giving us the list of the vehicles, the 3 vehicles that are getting auctioned off. She was real diligent and real firm about that. So we have the list. I would respectfully please ask you to stop coming up here insulting council people. You come in late, then you don't come to the committee meetings, then you come here insulting council members like we haven't done our due diligence, like we just up here squealing in our thumbs or something. The same way you asked us to stop, you know I respect you. I'm asking you to please stop. And I showed you the list, and I promise you, I will get you a copy. Mr. Mayor, the dumping on Potomac has gotten outrageous. It's no one's fault but the individuals who's dumping. We as a city, we took the house down that they were dumping at. Well, now they squeezing in the yard and it's terrible over there. I'm talking about the minute Antonio and his crew picks up and your crew and our crew picks up the dump, they come right back. And of course, and it's not their fault. The residents think that the city hasn't got the dump up. But if people really, I don't want to use the word pay attention, but really just keep a keen eye out, they will see that it's totally new dumping going over there all the time. I will make way to the October 8th, very, very important event that the mayor told us about. Also, I have to let the people know on October 8th, we already had this plan. It will be giving a tribute to the late, great Silver B.
Yes.
In McCall's parking lot. It'll be from 2 to 4. Then I'm asking people to go over to the event down at the Mickey's building. But we're gonna present his family with something nice. And Silver B has done a lot for not only the city of East Cleveland, but people everywhere. I know my time is short, so coming up, be looking out to my great neighbors in Ward 3 for the Ward 3 Appreciation Night that'll be coming up soon. I really want to thank all the residents of East Cleveland, whether I had the chance to connect with you or not, all the residents of East Cleveland in general, and the residents of Ward 3 in specific. You know, speaking of dirty taxes, and I have to, you know, my Forest Hill neighbors have said, Ernest, we appreciate you. You've been quiet for 2.5 years. You have to start speaking up because they're trying to kick you off of council. They're trying to kick Councilman Martin off of council.
Yeah.
So they've asked me to speak up. So that's why I spoke up several weeks ago. And I wish those individuals, you know, as we all noticed, they stopped coming to the meetings. I'm glad well, 3 of them are here today. So speaking of terrible information, well, sad information, you know, I have a daughter that's going to grow up and read this type of garbage. And again, I really want this on the record. I want to thank the young man again who stood on the record and said that this wasn't true. That's all I say about this. But these people are so desperate to get what they want for their own personal selfish needs. They put out another flyer, and I want to thank the people of East Cleveland for throwing it down, or in some cases, I even heard they chased Fanboy and Latique off the street. All this underage strippers and all this garbage, they will be seeing my lawyer, all 6 of them, because this is not a people's organized thing. It's 6 people. I've named those 6 people before. I'll name them again: Dr. Pat, Kareem Stevenson, Billings, Latique Fambro, and Miss Don Jones, who I think is just wrapped up in some. I think she probably really care about the city. I just think she don't know who her partners are. But this garbage, they don't have anything about legislation. Is Ernest Smith bring his daughter to the councilman? And if she wasn't sick, I'd be bringing her tonight because her mother is real ill, 3 surgeries in the past 2 years, in and out the hospital. And if she was perfectly fine, I would still be bringing my daughter. So you have these 6 main people, then you have other covert operators. You have a few more, like Mr. Otis Mays, and it's ridiculous. It's all about self-serving. You cannot tell us that East Cleveland before 2017, 2018, you look at East Cleveland before 2017 and you look at it now. Again, when I first was a privilege and an honor to join the city council, we were $4.4 million in debt and deficit. And now, at the beginning of the year, we had $5 million in the bank, and that's not including the ARPA funds.
Okay.
So the people of East Cleveland are sick and tired of this garbage. Period. They're tired. He has a car seat in the city car. Well, I better. He don't have a license. Remember all that was back from. So they try to bring. Oh, he don't have like Tracy would get on me about that. The mayor gave him a gas card. No, he didn't. The finance director did and said, Councilman, why are you spending your own money on gas? here's a gas card, and everyone knows that this vehicle's back there for each council. The city council members can drive a city car. My goodness, it's ridiculous. Period. Again, thank you to the people of East Cleveland who bought this garbage up and throw it down the stairs. To these 6 self-serving individuals, I pray to God that you find God. To their offsprings, side branches, I pray to God that you find God. I mean, you've been knowing me since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. And it's a total conversation, a total different conversation when it's you and I talking one-on-one than when you come in here want to play their game. I'm not playing it. Listen, I'm in this to serve the health, interest, rights, needs of the people. I put out tents when these young boys out here shooting and I sleep in the tent. You ask the people of Orinoco, are they still out there shooting? Period. You ask the people on the corner of Scioto and Hayden, where have them young boys been out there? I'm talking to everybody since I'm just looking at you. But you ask the residents on Scioto, where are them young boys at since Ernest Smith been in that tent? The event, when she say she saw the mayor and I, when they was giving the kids the license, and I'm trying to talk fast, that was my event. Blocked off Euclid, served over, I don't want to lie, we ordered 300 book bags. We still have a few, over 200 kids, free book bags and school supplies. That's what I'm about. And I know, Mr. O'Mays, that's not in my job description. I know. Well, I tell you what, it's about serving the health, interest, rights, and needs of the people, fighting for economic, social, and political change, and fighting for our land, bread, housing, education, clothing, so we can have some peace. Thank you, Mr. President. And that's my time.
I'm going to be brief because I'm going to give some of my time to the mayor. I just want to say how this meeting started. And everybody knows I'm real flexible. I use my parking space very well. So I pull up to my parking space. One council member got her car, so 2 parking spaces. And I almost had to threaten her to have a car for the movement. She told me something about some handicap thing. It's disrespectful. It's totally disrespectful on a parking space. It's totally disrespect. It's just, I don't know what's going on, but I didn't fall into it. I just told the police officer that if you don't move a car in 5 or 10 minutes, you know what to do. And that's unnecessary. What we did a week ago, and the mayor was there, we had people saying that we're not going to say anything negative if you don't have anything to bring to the table. Because everybody so we got to stop that. We got to start helping each other. I think the Brandon's done well. We're moving in the right direction. We do $120 million in Ward 2. We're going to have this harvesting Saturday. We're moving forward. We're at a crossroads right now. So, with the current thing, see, and this is what I would say you done, Joe. You asked me about Dollar General. I followed through. I met with the guys from Dollar General. I met with the manager there. We talked, and I told him we need for them to get East Cleveland Police. He's supposed to get back with me. He hasn't. I've been up there 2 or 3 times. I had Milton go with me, so he had it with me. So I followed through on that. And I told him, I said, people going in the store, they're walking out. The corruption can't do that. But he said, I told him we need to get these police officers there for the internet. But I did that because I told you I was following through, and I did. Melton can tell you. He came with me one time. Okay. I want to give my last few minutes to the mayor, and I want to say this about, I got stopped by Channel 8 today. The police. We got police officers, and we got some that have troubles. And I told them this. I said that they have a right to go to court, and the ones that are bad, we're going to deal with them. The ones, but most of them are good. Okay, so it's an unfortunate situation, and they caught me, and I just told them, I said, some of them may be bad, some will not. They will have their day in court. Until they have their day in court, we leave them alone. Go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Council
All right.
President, for those words.
Right.
Councilman Smith, for those words. let's keep working together. In that regard, I have the press release that is going out to all the news stations and all the written news outlets.
Yeah.
Our number one focus.
Could you speak up? Just stand up, we can hear you.
Thank you. The number one focus of the King administration is safety, and safety first for residents and visitors. Building a credible police force is paramount to an effective department. It is my mission to clean up this police department officer by officer. And upon the identification of compromised officers within the police department, to remove them from active duty immediately, as well as to assist the prosecutor in prosecuting them. In the pursuit of this goal, Acting Chief Brian Gerhardt will be sworn in as chief this Friday. He'll be sworn in as the chief of the city of East Cleveland, October 7th, right here at City Hall in this room. What time? 11 o'clock? I think it's 11 o'clock. We'll be certainly sending out to council. Acting Chief Gardner has an impeccable record within. Acting Chief Gerhardt has an impeccable record within this department, and he has roots in the city of East Cleveland, roots from childhood. He has been cooperating with the county prosecutor's office to ensure that East Cleveland Police Department is purged of all bad officers, all bad seeds, and to help restore confidence in our police department and our city as we continue rebuilding East Cleveland together. Thank you for the time.
I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Mr. Secretary, please adjourn. Thank you. Thank you. Dr. Anderson.
Yeah, how's it
How
going?
are you, sir? Good to see you doing the right thing.
Great job, everyone. Great job, y'all. Great job, Mayor. Hey.
I can't make it.
How are you? Good job, man. If you could, any questions you have of me, if you could send them to the office, great.
Gowdy, it's the last one.
I'd rather you do that than talk about our. My second, I would accept that from you. It's dark out. Why is it dark? Because it's dark. Come on, it's dark. It's dark. You don't know me without my. Thank you. You looking good. Thank you. Looking beautiful.